The Lenovo K8 Plus is an update to last year's K6 Power, and it brings somewhat improved internals in the same basic form factor. The processor this time is the MediaTek Helio P20, while the phone sports 3 GB of RAM. There is 32 GB storage on board, and the big addition this time is the dual camera, which allows Lenovo to justify a slightly increased price tag for the phone as well. Kicking things off with the performance, the Lenovo K8 Plus is only the second Lenovo smartphone to sport a stock Android-like interface. It sports slightly altered camera, contacts and some other apps. Well, there are a few pre-installed apps that can be deleted if you want to. For the most part, the phone has a stock Android UI, which should work in Lenovo's favor. What the K8 Plus does not seem to offer though is out-and-out snappy performance. It's not laggy in any way, but app load times seem slightly high, though in-app performance has been mostly fluid so far. We have run our suite of benchmarking tools on this device, and the results correspond with most budget smartphones today. You would notice that the K8 Plus is at par with phones like the Xiaomi Mi A1 and the Moto G5s Plus, while it is ahead of the Nokia 6 in some respects. The Helio P20 processor is not the fastest out there, but it is certainly an upgrade over the Snapdragon 430 from last year. Moving to the camera, the change Lenovo wants to sell this phone on is its camera. The company has placed two cameras on the back this time, with 13 megapixel and 5 megapixel resolutions. Naturally, that means it cannot allow seamless switching between the two cameras. Though the Lenovo K8 Plus has a built-in depth mode, it's more of a software gimmick than a really useful camera. In the depth mode, the K8 Plus presents a toggle to change focus. That automatically means you will take more time to shoot bokehs with it. Also, when you do try, you will end up with blurry photos often, instead of the cool background blur you want. That is, of course, if you are not well versed with the cameras already. Simply put, the Lenovo K8 Plus makes you work for those bokehs, which basically make the feature a gimmick. Also, when you do get the right bokeh, you don't get the quality of blur other dual camera phones are capable of, even in the budget range. Lastly, the depth mode freezes the phone for a substantial period while processing photos. In much the same way, the Lenovo K8 Plus's camera seems to offer nothing that you would expect from a dual camera. It is capable of decent photos at times, but there is a distinct budget element to what you click here. Colors are somewhat subdued and you can see grains in indoor photos, while low light shots are average at best. The camera quality works for a budget device, but Lenovo is contending against phones like the Honor 6X here, which do seem better than this device. Moving over to the design, the overall form factor of the K8 Plus remains almost the same as its predecessor. Although this phone does feel heavier, it also feels sturdier and the metal on the K8 Plus feels thicker than on the K6 Power. Other than that, there is little to mention in terms of design and build. You will find a fingerprint sensor on the back, and the 5.2-inch form factor is just enough to use with one hand when you absolutely need to. In terms of design, this again feels like the budget phone that it is meant to be. There is also a 5.5-inch Full HD display on the device that seems quite ordinary. Colors are fine, but nothing worth writing home about, and touch response is good. So to sum up, there is more testing to be completed before we can rate the Lenovo K8 Plus. However, we can confirm that the device is an evolutionary update over its predecessor. If it is an upgrade you want, the Lenovo K8 Plus is not the phone you would want. However, for entry-level buyers looking for phones in this price range, this phone does have some redeeming features. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and share this video.